Welcome back to the Sketch Broadcast. Today's episode, the identity crisis era. Basically, I'm trying to figure out my art style. Brought to you by existential panic and really bad study habits. So, I've loved art since I was little, painting and drawing and everything in between. And this is some of my earlier art from around age 13. And this is an example of my art now, particularly the art that we're drawing today, after 1 full year and 2 months of actual art practice. I feel that my art has definitely improved since a year ago, but my biggest problem is that I still have no idea what my art style is. With any art I make lately, I feel like I'm either too inspired by too many different artists or everything I draw feels borrowed. An art strength of mine is that I find it pretty easy to draw things from reference and can make it pretty exact, but I feel that affects my creativity to draw from imagination, and therefore that also makes my work feel even more borrowed sometimes. On top of that, there are many art inspirations I have, but I'm just currently not at the skill level to add aspects of to my own art, so I've been pretty unhappy with most of the art I make recently. All of this has led me to struggling a lot with figuring out what my art style is, or if I even have one. So today I'm just sketching, experimenting, and maybe finding out what I actually like to draw. Or maybe just spiraling. We'll see. So, as you saw before, a lot of the art that I used to draw when I was younger was stylized or cartoonized or semi-realistic art. I never really used to draw anime art, even though I liked it a lot. I just didn't really draw it, and I would mainly just figure it out on my own or use YouTube tutorials that were mainly semi-realism or stylized tutorials on how to draw different things. But some artists that I'm inspired by is definitely Studio Ghibli. Oh my gosh, I want that art style so bad for backgrounds and environments. I'm really gonna study that and try to practice because Studio Ghibli art, especially the foliage and stuff like that, is just so pretty, and I really want aspects of that in my art, and I want to start drawing more backgrounds and getting better at stuff like that. But for anatomy or characters and stuff like that, Shane Glines is one of my biggest inspirations. I love his stuff. His work is so amazing, and he's such a talented and skilled artist, and I really want to also study more of his work and try to practice styles like that too. In terms of aspects that I've been struggling with lately, I would say it's pretty much everything. Consistency to study and stuff like that. I still do, but I was way stricter with myself when I first started. I was way stricter with myself last week, but versus this week. But yeah, I sometimes fall off a little bit, but I'm trying to get back into studying more consistently and just making sure I'm keeping up with that. And with anatomy and things like that, I want to practice more and try to add more aspects of different artists for my inspiration, which I tried doing in this art today. And also with my coloring style, I want to try different things and see what works for me and try to develop something more unique. Now to talk more about today's art, I wanted to start practicing more of an 80s to early 2000s anime art style, as I've always loved it so much, and I want aspects of it in my own art. So yeah, so I kind of just did that kind of style, but also kind of made it my own a little bit. And I also experimented a little bit with the anatomy in this drawing, changing up just the way I do certain details. Using Pinterest and my own collection of references, and I just kind of randomized it and just tried to mix different things together and see what I liked. And she's so adorable, oh my gosh. I definitely based her outfit on Princess Tigra because I just love Princess Tigra so much, and I definitely want to draw her one day. That would be really fun. So yeah, you guys are seeing a little bit of my process. So I was just kind of painting in the jewelry here, and then I did a little rendering off camera. But here I was trying to just play around with the line art in terms of the line art colors. So yeah, I didn't really know what I wanted to do for the line art, but because I usually don't change the line art colors like in different spots. It's usually just one solid color for the whole thing. But I was just playing around with it and seeing what would work, and I think it looks really good. It was really fun to focus on a part of the art process that I usually don't focus on, and yeah, it was really like interesting to do. Like, it's not my first time that I've ever done this, but I usually don't do this, so it was really nice. And so here I worked on the rendering a bit of the skin and the hair, and then I started working on the accessories like her bow and her jewelry. And yeah, it was really fun to work on this. I actually enjoyed rendering the bow. I kept it very simple because I've always liked a more simple rendering style, or I feel like it's just kind of easier to work with when the rendering is more simple. Complicated rendering looks really, really nice, but like it's kind of in the name, it's complicated, and it takes a lot of time, and I'm just not good at that. So I like to do simpler rendering, and this was really fun. So after I did the bow, I worked on her earrings and her waist jewelry and her bangles, and yeah, it was a lot of fun to work on. I'm not like that great at jewelry. Sometimes it like looks better than other times, but I guess that's just like the art process. Sometimes it looks good and sometimes it doesn't, unless it's something that you're like a master at. I'm not a master yet, but hopefully I can get there one day. Now overall, I'm honestly so happy with this drawing. Like, she looks so pretty, and I have way too many OCs, so I don't think she'll end up being one, but I definitely want to draw her again. And because I always name my sketches when they turn out good, I think I'll call her Shuel. She kind of seems like a princess to me, like, but maybe it's just because her outfit is reminding me of Tigra. Thank you guys so much for joining me, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Subscribe and leave a comment, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!